Yeah. So we were working on this two node installation yesterday, right? What is a two node installation?
Apps node and database node.
Yeah, apps node and database node on different machines, right? Yeah, this is what we have did two node installation. So let me just put this in a diagram to understand how we do this two node installation, because most of the places two node installation is applicable. So first what we do is we install the database. Now this is one node, and this is our database machine which we are given some name called R12 ERP R12. So what we do is we run the rapid wizard. So we run the rapid wizard from this machine, and we basically do the configuration. Like we'll tell the machine that, hey, this is the database machine, and also we'll tell what is our application machine. What is our application machine, right? We tell what is our database machine and what is our application machine. We'll just inform it. And what will happen is, first we'll complete the database installation. So yesterday that got completed. Right. If you see, this database installation is completed. So if the database installation is completed, you will not get you will not get many. You will only get two. One is database availability and configuration uploaded. So this means the database is completed. So then what you can do, you can verify whether database is completed. Then you can connect to two node and D01 Oracle. So then you can, what you do, you can go to and copy the environment file. It is not on D0. Yeah, it's here. So what I do is, normally every time I copy this environment file and keep it in my home folder, so that I can start, stop, and do everything. This is what every time I do. I just copy the environment file, database environment file, because only database is there. So I just copy the environment file and check whether my database is up. So it looks good. So then what I do is, so for the application tier installation, so what happens is, now what did we do? We completed this part in that our database has been installed now, right? Our database has been installed. So now what you have to do, we have to start this application installation. For that, what we do, we have to go to a particular folder. If it is correct, it is Oracle Home Apps Util. And here there will be a text file. Yeah. So this is the text file. So this text file, what you need to do, you need to copy. You need to copy to the application node, wherever you see the application node. So in our case, it is app apps R12 colon. You can move it to any location. So you copy this configuration file onto the application node. Once the database has to complete it, and you have to see this. You have to see this message. Okay. My database has been installed. Once database is installed, what you do, you are ready to do the application installation. So for that, what you need to do is, you have to copy this configuration file and copy to the temp folder of the application, which we did yesterday, right? Now on the application tag, what we do is, one small what we do is, on the application, you can copy the entire staging folder, or you can mount it. So what did we do? We just mounted it. So this is from my, this is my application tag, right? So here I just mounted the software. Yesterday I showed you how to do this mounting, and I'm able to mount the software. So after that, I run the Rapid Wizard. I run the Rapid Wizard on the application tab. After copying the the particular file, I run the Rapid Wizard. The only difference what you need to do is you just have to click load the following saved configuration, and wherever is your wherever is your file, wherever the configuration file, you just have to say accept it and provide the what is the WebLogic password, what is the app's password, and what is the DB password, and then continue. Yesterday actually what I was just trying this, I was getting this error. So the problem was the host name was wrong for me. So I'm just putting this is what I do. So normally whenever any errors I get, I just put I just put error and also the solution, the error and the solution. So for me, why I got this error is the host name was wrong. So I rectified it. So cat etc host. So the host name, what is the host name, and the entry here was wrong. So that's why it was not picking up. So once I fixed it, and then it moved forward, and I once I did it, you can move forward and do the installation. So just to save the time, I started that installation, because it will take another 6 hours for the application will take 6 hours, and I completed that installation. Completed that installation, and so this is the message what you get. So if database is completed, you will only find two icons. So you will find these two icons, the database is installation. If application is completed, you will find all of this. So this is like a 2-node machine. So this is running on ERP 12, and this is running on APP R12. So this is our database, and this is our application. So now what you can do, now you can connect to application tab as 2-node, and there will be again environment file for the database, sorry, for the application. So what you do, you go to where is that see, now you can find actually you need to get comfortable what are the folders for application and what are the folder for database. If you see for the database, you will only find two folders, right? You will only find two folders, that is 12102 Oracle Home and data. In the data, you will have all the database files. So you will find only two folders. And for the application, what you find, you will find three folders: FS1 run file system, patch file system, the log files, and the inventory. So this one we need to get comfortable, like as and when you increase the complexity, you will get much understanding about this. So here also what I do, whenever is there, I just this is my habit. So I just copy the main environment file, and I run this. So now what we can do, we can just verify whether we are able to access the application or not. I'm not sure the application will be up, or what we can do, we can just to be it should normally start it, but you can see that whether this is started or not. Yeah, actually after the installation it will normally starts, or you can see how many or you can see ps minus ef grep 2-node. So see, so many so many things are running. So that means that application is been started, right? Even FND Libra, concurrent managers, everything is running. So now, so you found out the URL. I know before you can run this, what you need to do, you have to take these values and go to your laptop machine, wherever the laptop wherever the laptop machine is there. Go to the laptop machine, go to Windows, go to System 32. In the real time, you may not need this because normally it will be a DNS, so everything will be taken care. And what you do, you go to here and make an entry. And now what you do, this is my normally I normally grep. People have their own way to identify the URL, right? I have this my URL. This is the way how I find the URL. So whichever method you find the URL, and how do you find the web, the web port? This is my web port. Okay, we'll access both of them. So first we'll access the So first we'll access this. Yeah, see now we are able to access the application, and if you see apps Artwell, so sysadmin. Right, I'm able to log in. So even I can go to Oracle Application Manager. Oracle Application Manager basically gives a lot of things you can do. Like yesterday, I think one of you were asking, so how do I access this Application Manager? So so you can go here. So if you go to the application dashboard, you can find. Yeah, you can find that. I'm not sure why this is X, but we have this application running on apps Artwell. We have database. And also I was talking yesterday, I was telling that, I think I was telling you, right, with respect to patches, you can find here, diagnostics and repair. Diagnostics and repair. Administration. And the workflow notification setup, not yet covered. We have not yet came there, but normally that will be done here. Notification mailer. We were discussing about this also comes under our area.
Sir, in the diagnostic and repair, there is, if you go there, diagnostic and repair. There is concurrent recovery. This is CM.
This is what I was telling. But before you can run, this is what actually I was looking. If in earlier days we used to, if any problem with the concurrent managers, we need to run CM clean. But nowadays you need to run this. But before you can run this, what you need to do is your internal manager should be down. So your internal manager should be down, then you can run this. So this is covered in the system administration, but this is the way how I troubleshoot. But you being a system administrator, you need to know most. You need to know most of them. You need to do most of them. For different purposes. Okay. So with experience, you guys can learn all this. So now I want to ask you the question: is 2-node installation clear with you? Like how to do the 2-node installation?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, everyone. Debashish, Anjan.
Sir, I have doubt little bit.
Sure. You ask me, boss.
Yeah, sir. This thing, no, for in VMs or
What?
in the same VM you have one.
Yeah. See, what I did is my host is a Linux machine. So my host machine is a Linux machine. So there I have installed my database. There I installed my database, and another machine is it's a guest machine. It's a guest machine. So let me go to my. So on the host, I installed the database, and
one doubt I have.
Yeah.
So when you're telling host machine, then you have this particular VM, right? Like on the top of your Windows machine, there is a VM.
No, I don't have I don't have Windows machine. No, I don't have Windows machine. I have Linux machine itself.
Okay.
Yeah, that is my host. So yeah, that's why I was telling, right? I know that one guy after entire course he was asking me, tell me what is your setup. My host is a Linux machine, and I have on top of it different VMs, and my application is a VM now. So if you have Windows as a host machine, then you can create you can create 2 VMs. Ultimately, it doesn't matter whether it is VM or whether it is host or anything. Ultimately, both of the machines should be running Linux.
Yeah, Kishore,
Okay.
I have one doubt here. I'm using Windows host machine, and when I try to create the VM, I finally create the VM, but when I start the installation, I give like 4 GB, 4 GB. So, how much we have to provide that RAM? Like,
Very good. Yeah. See, this is what, this is really a good, real question. So logically 16 GB is enough for both of them. So for database, you don't need high configuration. You can give like 6 GB. And for the application you need, because you have WebLogic and so many managed servers and all. So you can give 10 GB. So 16 GB is the minimum
Okay.
minimum requirements. Because you have
I
operating
give
system.
6 and 6. Okay.
Yeah. So you can increase it because WebLogic and other things will go slow. And also you should have SSD.
Yeah, SSD on them.
Very good. Yeah, very
SSD
good.
32 GB is there.
Very
but
nice.
I gave 6 and 6 and it got failed.
Yeah, no problem. You can give 12 also. It will be much speed.
Okay.
If you give 12, right, it will be much speed for you.
Yeah, sure. I will do that.
Okay. And also, how do you access the admin server?
Sir, this 12, what you are telling?
See, he has a Windows is a host machine, so he has to create 2 VMs. He has to create 2 VMs, and you can allocate the RAM. How much RAM you want? Like, what did I allocate? I allocated 16 GB for my application, but that is too much. So it is that for the VM, how much RAM you are allocating? That's what is asking. So like I have allocated 16 GB, but you don't need that much. You only need 12 GB. Okay, right.
So 1 VM for application, 1 VM for database.
Correct.
Like that.
Like that. So if you have Windows machine, what you can do, you can create 2 VMs, 1 VM with 6 GB for database, and for application you can create with 10 GB.
Okay. Now, when you're doing 2 nodes, from that 10 GB itself, you'll add another node into that, right? In that one VM, which is dedicatedly for application, you will be adding another node in that VM itself, right? Not be creating another VM for it.
No. So see, for example, if your operating system, so okay, your operating system, what is your operating system? Your operating system is Windows machine. Okay. So if your operating system is Windows machine, then what you do, you create 2 VMs of Linux based.
Okay.
You create 1 VM with Linux with 6 GB and another VM. You will create another VM for application with 10 GB. And for this you can allocate like 100 GB space, and for this 10 GB RAM and how much space, right? Approximately, I'll tell you how much space you need. So one available. Oh, okay. See, it's actually after applying the patch, right? It will not configure the FS2. It is empty. Earlier days, it used to fill FS1 and FS2. See, nothing is there. So that's why it is showing only 30 GB. But you need actually this is the new future. Earlier days, what used to do, it used to do FS1 and FS2. So 30 GB plus 30 GB, 60 GB. But nowadays, what it is doing is it is only configuring run file system, and then we need to run FS clone, prepare, and all that. So then the patch file system will be built. But by default, they are not giving the patch file system. They would have identified that it is of no use at the beginning, right? So to make it simple, so you create 2 VMs. So one for database and one for application. So with this configuration, this is 1 VM, this is 1 VM. Is that clear?
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, quick question. Can I do the same on clouds?
So in the cloud, what you do? Very good question. You create 2 VMs, 2 compute instances.
Okay.
You create 2 compute instances. So with standard 2.2. Standard 2.1 to a standard 2.1, one CPU with 15 GB, one CPU with 15 GB. And you can you can configure it. 2 VMs you can create, right? You can do that. You can create. Yeah, you can practice. Yeah, you can create. You can do everything in cloud also.
Okay, sir. I'll try.
Yeah. Any more queries? Okay. So if you don't have any queries, then we'll start with. Oh, okay. There is one more I wanted to show you. That's the admin server. So admin server port to web port. Web port is this one. Admin port I want. Okay. How do you know the admin port? So admin port you can say, and you say the context file. So admin port is running on 7016, right? Because we need the admin port for different activities. Yes. So we in the real time we normally do lot of things. So I'll go to admin 7016 console, right? So now I'm connecting. So also there are a couple of small things, but which will help you whether this port is. I want to check whether the port is running or not. So what is your netstat minus LNPA grep 7016? Oh, NLPA. Right. So it means that if you run this command like netstat NLPA grep 70, it means that this has been used. Similarly, 80, what is our web port? What is our web port? 8015, right? So you can run 80, just for this is all like a small setup validating like whether it is running or not. Even we run something like a telnet, whether it is really, these are all like troubleshooting sort of things, something, especially in cloud, this is very useful. We just go and tell them, oh, we are not able to access the site, but before that, we can also do telnet is enabled. Telnet is not there, right? So what you can do, you can run m install telnet. So as an experienced guy, you need to know all of this. So suppose you want to know, I'm able to access database or not. So what you can do, I can say telnet. So what is the database node? Okay, ERP. And what port it is running? So what I'll do, I'll connect to two node. Okay, and get that DNS ping 2 node. So it is running on 1536. So now you can telnet from the application tab. So if this pings, if this works, it means that 15, from the application tab, you are able to access it. So it has to say something like this. See, it means that it is connected. Means from the application tab, I'm able to connect. These are all like troubleshooting: netstat, telnet, curl command. So I normally use, even in the cloud also, we normally use these commands just for sort of troubleshooting. The thing is, there will be some system, cloud architects, system administrators, or some DevOps people. Whatever you tell, they don't understand. You just tell that I'm not able to access. But you can do a lot of troubleshooting before you can, before you can go ahead like this. I normally go through my 3 things. One is this telnet. One is this curl. One is this netstat. These all commands will help you a lot. Right. So we will also go to this WebLogic, and somebody says you something is down, WebLogic is down. So then so immediately you can come to the servers and check what's happening. Right. See, yesterday we were telling, right? So we have this force. This is the admin server. First, the admin server will start, and then it will start all the managed servers. These are all called the managed servers, and there will be an admin server. Okay, and these are the ports which are running. So you can, you can say, netstat, and just to see from the application tab, netstat minus NLPA, grep, this one, right? So it is listening, and also there's very good command called, I'm not sure how many people are using this, tmux. tmux. Anybody is using this tmux? Okay.
Yeah, Kishore, we used to use the tmx.
Yeah. So some long commands, right? Some long commands you want to run. So you are afraid that your putty session may break. So then in that case, we run this, tmux. So if you say very, very, very powerful command. So like, you want to run some patch and you are, worried that, you are worried, either you can run on VNC or this is my favorite command, tmux. So here, what happens is whatever you do, whatever you do, it will be going on, and you're running a patch, ADOP. It takes like 1 hour, 2 hours. So the session will never break. So you can come out, control BD, control Bombay, Delhi. So now you see it came out. So again, you can attach to it, you can attach to it, tmux A means attach. So you're connected to back. See, you're in the same session. So here the patching will be running. So so it is like very beautiful command. We normally use this tmux command. Honestly, if you ask me when did I learn, I only learned in the last project. Those people were using it, and oh man, this is really cool command. So now onwards, once I learned this, I use it so nicely, especially any long running activities, whichever has to be running in the background. We run this, and if there are like multiple tmux, you say, okay,
You can use the screen also.
Screen also you can. Yeah, a lot of people use screen. Some people use tmux.
I use screen, sir. This is good to know, tmux.
tmux is very nice. So you can have multiple. Continue.
And screen has some restrictions in some organizations, sir. But you try tmux. Yep.
Yeah, tmux also you try. So you can have multiple sessions also. So you can open one more sessions, and
Sir, we don't need any licensing for that, right, sir?
No, you don't need this. You note this.
It's just a package on the operating system.
Yeah.
Okay.
So very beautiful.
Linux distribution, right, sir? It's not.
It's a Linux distribution. It's a Linux distribution.
Oh, is that okay?
All right. Yeah. So that's pretty much what I wanted to tell today. So with that knowledge, what we'll do, we'll cover the remaining part of the theory for today, another 1 hour session. So we covered a standard installation and a 2-node installation. But apart from that, there is something called an express installation, which is, I don't think I've ever installed an express installation. But since it is there, we will, why not we discuss it, why want it. It is a single user, single node the installation with very less, with very basic commands, mostly in a demo based only. It's a single user, single machine. So only single node, single user, not in a multi-user also. So with very simple basic commands, it will ask you and it will do the installation. It is not for a multi-node installation, right? So how do you get that express installation? Suppose you don't have a root privileges, then you can opt for, you can opt this for as an express installation. And for some, you can click this. You have to click this for express installation. After that, it is nothing much. After that is it will ask you limited questions, like in one slide itself, it will ask you for the database information and the application tag information. That's it. With very limited things, it will do the installation. So that's what is this chapter. We completed the standard installation with both single node installation, 2-node installation, and express installation. Express installation is like, as you seen, single user, single user, single machine. Just remember that single user, single machine, by which we can complete the express installation, right? So after the installation, we have covered few things. We have covered, few things. But apart from that, we have a couple of things. We will go through this presentation, right? It's an educational material. It comes both theory and also practical. 2 theories and 1 practical. I'll be sharing both of them so that you can practice also. I'll just open the, there's also an activity guide, which I'll be sharing. Which is, all the comments are really shared there. Only that you guys should have time. The best material we have, I was like fortunate to get this material. It's not that easy to get. You are seeing that, but actually it is not that easy to get this material unless you you really work with somewhere, you attend some training with Oracle. Otherwise it's not that easy. So I was just lucky somewhere I got this, and I'll be sharing you. It comes actually, we'll be covering theory 1, theory 2, theory 3 also is there, and plus one activity guide will be there. Yeah, this is a beautiful activity guide. See, 12.29, right? 12.29 is almost the latest thing, and there are so many activities like for example, if you see, before you install, now performing an installation, single in Oracle education material, right? They don't cover 2-node installation or adding a node and all. They don't cover. They only cover standard installation, single node installation only they cover. But we will be covering the whichever are been missed. But even though they follow a process, sometimes I like that the way they follow line by line, one by one. First installation, then after installation, environment files, file system, application manager. So like this, they follow a process. So that's why I love their documents. See, now, see so many activities. See how many activities are there? Almost 26 activities are there, right? If you are able to do these 26 activities, come on, your confidence will really improve, right? All right. Okay, what are the post-install steps? Like this is like after you do the installation, what are the next steps? What you do? So what we do is first we check in the login. So we already did it. We log in as sysadmin and sysadmin. We change the default passwords like system password, sys password, the apps passwords. We'll be discussing all of them. We configure the initialize parameter. By default, I think if I'm correct, SGA is only 2 GB, right? SGA is only 2 GB. How do you know? We connect to this and say show parameter SGA. Right? See, very fundamental. Come on, SGA 2 GB is nothing nowadays, right? So we may have to change these parameters, right? We may have to change this parameter according to our requirements. So configure. There is a init file provided by Oracle. You can open. There is a note, support note. You can open it, and then every quarterly we have to apply the security patches, mandatory. So now we at my place we are in Oracle databases on 19.15, but the latest one is 19.20. If I'm correct, 19.20 is the correct. So every quarterly Oracle will release the patches. It will be like 19.15, 19.16, 19.17, 19.18. But it's not necessary you have to apply sequentially. If you have skipped also, you can apply the latest version, and it takes care of all the cumulative, right? So those are all the database patches, what I'm telling. So database patches are for.
Sir, can you show one POC patch?
Yeah. One will cover on the 19th version. I'll show. Same thing even in the cloud also. So same thing in the cloud also. We will be applying the patches. You need to you also have to inform the management you're quite busy. This is Oracle is one way keeps you busy. Like normally there are regular patches. Apart from that, if there is no work also, it's a risky only. We'll be in tension mode. Hey, there is no work. So then you have to introduce, hey, we have to apply the CP patches. So then, okay, let's apply on the development. Let's apply on the test. Oh, okay, then go to production. So at least 3 months goes off. So you have to see that you are very busy in your company. If you are like not showing anything, they think that this fellow doesn't have any work, right? I'm just telling you. You will have normal patches. Plus, if nobody says,
yes, sir.
Yeah, if nobody says anything, start the CPU patches. Just to keep that. Inform that. If you tell that, hey, this is security patches, if you don't apply them, the vulnerability patches, some virus will come, something like that. You can just tell them these Oracle recommended patches, something like that, and you put them inform and update the PLSQL output log output file. So there are actually in the application tab.
Sir, one question is, if we apply the security patch or PSC patch, it's applying the database home, right?
Database application.
So
yeah.
In the database home.
Yeah, in the
or
database
the PSU
home.
patch.
Yeah. PSU patch will apply on the database. We also apply on the application also.
And also, and what about, sir, this, like if we have the grid environment, so we have
There
to
also.
apply in the grid of.
Yeah.
So we have to update the grid also, or only for database.
First grid only, because grid should be higher. Grid should be higher. Your database should be little. It can be little lower also. So that's the reason normally we apply the patches. You make the grid. You keep the up to date, and then you make the database to that level. You cannot update the database first and then the grid. So your grid should be in a higher version. Your database can be lower version or it can be same, but never database version should be higher than the grid version. Okay, so there are some log output files, APPL, PTMP, and it is there on the context. This context file is pretty cool file. So here all our environment files are set, right? Okay, so this is the we have something called APPL TMP and APPL temp. Okay, APPL PTMP, APPL PTMP. Oh, APPL PTMP, APPL PTMP. Yeah. There are two folders, so APP, where there will be some output files which will be generated. So you need to, this is the location. If there is no sufficient space, then you may have to, you need to be worried. You may have to change this location. So that's what he was telling. You may have to update the PLSK log output files. So sometimes you may have to implement, after the installation is completed, you may have to implement this product and country specific functionality. You configure the client software. So these are after the installation, we have to do all of these activities. So once the installation is completed, the first step is you log in as sysadmin. By default, it's an application user. In which table it is stored? All these application users? In which table all the application?
FND user.
We have a table called FND user. If you connect, I have to ask you questions so that you guys are also alert. So here, if you see, select username, FND user. Is it underscore FND users? FND user. Yeah, FND user. So select username. These are all application users. So there are some database users, there are some application users. See, by default, there are 36 users. In that, one user will be the sysadmin. Sysadmin. Few of the tables you need to be comfortable with your experience. You may have to see this is the sysadmin user. That's the reason why you are able to log in as a sysadmin user. Few tables, FND and AD underscore. Any tables like FND and AD, you need to get you need to get comfortable with those tables. Okay, just want to tell you. Right. So then once you log in, you have an HTML interface. This is the HTML interface. These are all the responsibilities left side, right? So this is the home page for you. So, and by default, right, these are the passwords, but you cannot keep these passwords. So you need to change this password. So because if anybody knows this password, right, manager, by default, everybody knows the system password is manager. If somebody knows it, he can log into the system and he can do anything. So that's the reason you being an e-business administrator, you need to change these passwords. So how do you change this password? The system and sys passwords can be changed by alter user system, alter user sys, and also Aura PWD. Using Aura PWD also we have to change the sys password. How do you change these passwords? So these passwords can be changed using FNDC pass. We have a utility. We have a utility called FNDC pass. So these are all database account passwords. These are all like Oracle database accounts. I can say Oracle database account. We all know traditionally whenever you install Oracle database, you have a system user and a system sys password. So you need to change them. But these are all the applications passwords. So this apps is the main user. Apps is the main user. And apart from that, you have another some other schemas like AP, account payables, INV, inventory. But you don't need to actually connect to all of these schemas. You can only connect to app schema, and you can access the data of all the other schemas also. But you need to change it. How do you change it? So we have a utility called FNDC Pass. So we have a utility called FNDC Pass. So using this, you can change this password. See, FNDC Pass app. So you say all of this and you give the new password. See, FNDC Pass, you pass these parameters and you give the new password, whatever you want. So after that, we normally run autoconfig on the database and run autoconfig on the application. Some people will not run autoconfig on the database. It's up to you. But normally, whenever I change the app's password, I run autoconfig on the database. I run autoconfig on the application. From years and years, I'm doing that. So I just followed my own process. Right. So we have a utility called run autoconfig both on the database and also on the application. So autoconfig, yes, being an apps DBA, either while installation or while cloning or while upgrading, or if you want to become an experienced apps DBA, you need to understand this autoconfig. So we have two context files where Oracle, instead of maintaining the files at different locations, they maintain in two context in only two files. One we have database context file and one we have application context file. Why not we see that file? So how do you know that what is the context file? You can run this command and then you open this command, right? You open this command and you can find entire history of the application, right? Okay, okay, in this machine database is not running, in this admin is running, forms is running, node is running. So anything you want to enable and disable, what you need to do, suppose I want to disable concurrent processing server, then what I can do, I can say this one to no and run autoconfig. We'll not do from here, we'll do from the Oracle Application Manager. But this will have the complete information, lot of information. Anytime you want to implement SSL, we'll touch it. Anytime you want to implement load balancer, you'll touch this. So Discoverer, if you want to do something, you'll touch this file. So for everything, you play around with this particular file and you run the autoconfig. Just remember that before you doing any changes, you save the master copy. Whenever you're trying to change this, what I do is I go to this particular location and save it, because sometimes you may have to revert it, right? So I just, any file in Oracle application, you are trying to change it. Then what you can do, you have to just take an original copy, because something may happen. You would have messed it up, right? So the best way is to make a copy of it. So autoconfig is a tool that simplifies, standardizes the configuration management task in Oracle E-Business. A fresh installation of release 12.2 includes autoconfig as a standard configuration management tool. Yeah, by default, you will have this. So where it will be on the database, where it will be there on the application. So we'll go to database, and how do you run autoconfig? So here you have to go to Oracle Home, Apps Util, Scripts, and you go to node, and there is a command called autoconfig. So you run this autoconfig. So there is nothing you need to worried, especially, but only that in some companies, when you run autoconfig, all the old values may get overwritten. So sometimes what we do, after running autoconfig again, we'll see that whether those values have come up. So we need to be a bit careful, not on database, especially in the application. We have faced multiple times. We run autoconfig and it will remove some of the configuration things, and again we need to set them and again an autoconfig. So you need to be a bit careful. Most of the places where you work, you'll have a support, you'll have a documentation. Like, hey, after autoconfig, what are the steps I need to do? Whenever you're in autoconfig, what should be done? So sometimes workflow settings will go away. Sorry, sometimes workflow settings may go away, vanish. So again, you need to put that. Again, you need to put it, and again you run autoconfig. So those type of challenges you'll run. So how do you run autoconfig on the application? So you go to admin scripts home, right? You run admin scripts home and you run the autoconfig. So this will take like 5 to 10 minutes to finish it. So that is the way how you run autoconfig. Right now, what you are seeing is just a tip on iceberg. Okay, this is just a tip on iceberg. There's a lot of depth in autoconfig, and if you want to really become an experienced apps DBA, you really need to understand this autoconfig, especially for upgrades and all. During the time, you will get to you will be using this tool drastically. So what is this? Create your own jar files. Multiple signatures in the jar files may result in security warning. For example, when launching forms, if you are performing a new installation, you must create your own signature and then use the AD admittability to force regeneration. We normally don't do this. First time when we access the application, automatically the jar files will get it. But he's just telling if at all you want to create it. But I never created my own jar files. And as I told you, the init parameters by default they are very basic for a development environment they would have given. So you need to follow the support notes and see that some parameters would have been deprecated, and also by default if you see it only allows 100 connections. So you need to what I say for example, SGA target is only 2 GB. So that is of no use. That is of no use. So you have like say you have 60 GB RAM, then you are only allocating SGA target as 2 GB. That doesn't make any sense. So you can go like 10 GB or something like that. Especially when we do an upgrade. For example, you're upgrading from on-premises to cloud. What is the benchmarking? What is the benchmarking when you upgrade from a lower from like on-premises to cloud? So the benchmarking is whatever is there in on-premises, at least you maintain the same thing. In on-premises, I have like 16 GB RAM. Here also I'll maintain 6. At least I'm telling. You can go higher also, but at least you see that whatever is there in on-premises, we take that as a baseline. And also we refer the latest documents. For 19C, there is a separate document. Because tomorrow sometimes something goes wrong, right? And Oracle, you open an SR, and the SR people would have asked you to send the init parameter, and they figured out that there is some issue that you didn't set some parameter. So then that becomes a little chaos situation. So that's the reason you need to be a bit careful with all of this. I also had a lot of experience, and I did everything upgrade, and I also faced a lot of problems. I forgot the basic fundamental that okay, what I did is whatever is there in on-premises, I set it. But actually, I had a lot of memory on my target machine, so I should have increased it. We were having some performance issues, and then we increased from we had on-premises 8 GB, so I set 8 GB only. But since I had a lot of RAM, I would have gone to 16 GB also. Then after that, slowly the performance increases. So those type of challenges what we face. So the PLSK log output file. So normally your Oracle applications will generate some output files, and they'll be stored under a file called APPL PETMP. It will be user temp or something like that. So you should have sufficient space in that. Otherwise, you can always change. So in 19C in particular, this UTL file directory is deprecated. In 19C, this UTL file directory has been deprecated. It's no longer a parameter in init file. So it has to be handled little separate. So when we do an upgrade, I'll be showing you, I'll be showing you the importance of that. So if at all you want to implement product and country specific functionality, what is this product and country specific functionality? So you may want to add some new products, or you like you are doing a business in US, also you're doing a business in France, right? So in that you may have to add some additional patches. So that all tasks you may have to be you need to take care of that, right? So plus the first time whenever you invoke, you need to configure the client software, that is the SunJRE native plugin. So the connection between the client and the Oracle e-business suite forms is provided via an applet. So release R12 will use SunJRE native plugin, which is automatically invoked when the user chooses. That's what I'm telling. So whenever you invoke, automatically the SunJRE is installed on your client software, right? These are all the basic fundamental. Most of the people who are already working, you may be knowing, but people who are not working, you may not know. And always we update also. So by default, if you see, our version is very low. JRE, right? JRE or a plugin also you can enter. So Contextify. Okay, plugin. So there is different way how you find the versions. I think it is 1.6. 1.6 is horrible. 1.6 is very low version. So right now at the most of places we have already moved to 8. So we may have to upgrade the plugin version. So how do you upgrade? You have to follow this support node in order to upgrade the plugin, right? Okay. Then there are some conditional tasks after the installation. You may have to set up printers. You may have to resize your database. You may have to set up the NLS. You may have to set up the character set. You may have to set up the workflow notification. You may have to set up the MLS. You may have to set up the public sector. You may have to backup. Oracle e-business is mandatory for us. So this, especially this backup, you need to be, this is our high priority. So apps DBA means, DBA means itself is a backup. You need to take care of your backup. I had, recently, like, maybe a month ago, we did a cutover, a basic cutover. Cutover means we apply some patches and then we moved from run file system, patch file system. After cutover, come on. So after cutover, right? What happens? Run file system become patch file system become run file system. The system was not coming up. I was working along with one more guy. So, sir, system is not coming. That's all. System is not coming means it's a production. Something messed up. He was like struggled for 2 hours and already we were getting pressure. We were getting pressures from the the on-site people. Why the production is not up? It's already 4 hours, 5 hours. They were not sleeping. It's production is down means that's all right. They will also not sleep. You know what? I had to restore the entire database. Database means it is the backup, the main level 0, and after that there were some RKlog backups. So I have to restore entire database. So what I did, luckily in cloud, I immediately added 3 terabytes of storage. So this storage I didn't want to, wherever the current storage is there, I didn't want to disturb. So then I added a 3 terabytes. From the backups, I restored the level 0. Then after restoring on top of the level 0, I applied the RKlog files. Then database came up. Then application also, we are taking constantly backups. So then application also we restored from the backup. Then we brought it up. Then everything was good. See, now whatever we wanted to do, we didn't do. Companies are not bothered about it. Okay, you want to apply the patch. That's okay. That's okay. You want to apply the patch. But even that is failed, that is okay. But if you don't bring the system, and that's the biggest thing. So that's the reason you need to be very careful with respect to the backups, and your R-man skills should be in fingertips, because here in this case, the first time I had to, I had to restore it is like from the scratch only, because it is I have to bring it to the last RKlog file, right? So I cannot just use an R-man duplicate. So basically, I have to use the control file, the level 0 control file. I have to restore the control file. Then I have to restore the database files, but not open the database. Then on top of it,
sir, how about resetting? I mean, like, how about setting up a GRB global restore point on the database?
Yes. Yeah. You can do that also. You can also set for that. You need to, you need to have a FRA enabled it. You can also create a restore point, and we use that. Even on the DR also, when we implement, we use that concept, and you can create a restore point, and what you can do, you can go back to that restore point. So whatever you learn a lot of technologies, whatever, but just remember that when you're trying to apply something, you should be in a position at any cost, you should be in a position to come back.
Back
At
up.
least,
Back up.
your system should be up. So then 8 hours, 10 hours downtime we had. They were literally behind us. But once the system was up, a little bit, okay, oh, what happened so late? Oh, no, sir, this happened, that happened, something we told. The client was, he could understand us, and luckily we escaped. So that's what I'm just trying to tell you. So we set up printers. So even in cloud, see, when you move from on-premises to cloud, they don't move the printers. I was like, initially 4 years before, if you ask the question, oh, they'll move printers also in the cloud. No, printers will still stay in on-premises. VPN will still stay in on-premises. Only that from the cloud machine, you configure the CUP software, right? So you need to know. So by default, the drivers will be installed for you, and then you configure the printers. You resize the database. Sometimes you may set up the NLS, Unicode. All these are all comes under plus system administration, creating of users responsibilities, plus some maintenance tasks, some applying patches, AD admin. All this will come under thing. So by now you have understood that there are so many tasks you have to do, plus cloning, patching. So how do we tackle all this? One at a time, and you document them. One at a time, you document them, and at one point of time, you will have an inventory of like maybe 350 tasks. Then anything comes up, oh, okay, this falls here, this falls here, this falls here, this falls here, and then you continue with it. That is the way you can, you can explore this. Okay. So normally setting up the printers, you can, you can use this LPstat -P. It will tell you all the printers which are there on that particular printer. So normally these printers are been taken care. The drivers are installed by the Linux administrators. But in the cloud, we are only the Linux administrator. So how did I do? Luckily I Googled it. So what they told to star file the CUP software. The CUPs, there's a CUPs, and all the printers configuration file is there on the on-premises. The entire thing I took it. I went to the compute instance and I have untarred it. That's it. Then in the etc host file, in the on-premises, in the etc host file, there are printers. 200 printers were there. That entire etc host I put on the cloud, and we just saw whether we are able to ping or not. We are able to ping. Then we told them to run a check print. They ran the check print. Printers are working. So yeah, I'm just telling you this one. On Windows, I just don't need to cover. So this is normally if you have set up the printers, how to do the setup printers. That's okay. On Linux, we are mostly Unity. Resize the database. Yes, by default, if you see, it's only 2 GB. 2 GB is nothing. 2 GB is nothing. So it all depends upon your production needs. Now most of the places, the RAM what we have is 256 GB, and our SGS are mostly 65 GB, 70 GB, and eventually we can increase it. If it is 64-bit machine, according to approximately, you can go up to 70%, if I'm correct. Yes, 64. If it is 64-bit machine, you can at least go to 70%. Remaining you can leave for the operating system. So if at all still you are facing some challenges, you can always run the AWR report. You can run the AWR report. You can run the AWR report and see where is the bottleneck, and accordingly you can increase it. Right? So apart from that, sometimes you may have to set up the NLS language, extra language. It's very rare thing, but still sometimes you may have to add a language like Shazaz is working in Gulf countries, so he would have added the Arabic. So so he would have. Mostly, I have worked on an environment where after the complete installation, then we added a language. So I never worked on an environment where we did while installation added a language. I never did it. So and also the maintenance is we normally apply English patch and then the corresponding language patch. So patching also will change. So if there are 3 languages, I worked even on 3 languages, then you need to apply 3 patches. One for the base language, that is the English language, then the corresponding language patches. right? So that's also we do. So regardless of the language install, you may need to have a complete additional steps. If you're using AL32 UTF-8 character set, release 12 supports only AL32 UTF-8. Okay. If you have a custom C data, your changes may be overwritten. So regardless of the language install, you may need to complete additional steps if you are using Unicode character set such as AL32. So for that, there is a globalization. There is a support node which you need to follow. This workflow setups, as we discussed yesterday, this is like earlier, like an year ago, we were all talking about basic authentication. We are only working on basic authentication where, like, you enter a username and a password of the SMTP details, but anybody can track the password. So that's why they came with OAuth 2.0. OAuth 2.0 is like tokenized. Your password is like a 100 characters length. Nobody can actually crack the password. So last year Microsoft has told that we no longer support, and by September, something like that, if you don't convert to OAuth 2.0, then that's it, your workflow mailer will stop. Then all the customers throughout the globe, they changed to OAuth 2.0. First time we also had a lot of challenges, and we opened an SR also were not supporting, but in one customer we handled it, because from Azure also, we need Azure only. I'm not sure how you guys are handling, but in my case, we at the customer places, we had Microsoft Azure. They have to create an account and they have to send some certificate P12 file, and we have to upload it, and then it started working. A lot of challenges were there, but nevertheless, after that, now
Sir, this is for cloud driver or on premises also?
On premises also.
Here we are using. But here we are using workflow, normal workflow mirror.
Yeah, maybe you're using basic authentication, but normally most of the customers have already moved to OAuth 2.0. How many of you?
But this is our network administrator will tell them to change to the or we will tell these people.
No, actually, no. All our mailers has been moved to the cloud mailbox. Okay, so whatever the mails you are getting, the servers has been moved to the cloud. And for the Oracle applications also, we do have a mailer. I mean, for workflow, that mailer account has already been moved to the cloud and running on the cloud, right? So for some certain period, Microsoft has been, easy for us in the mailer authentications. But later last year, they have put some restrictions and limitations. That's where they want us to set up a authentication, two-way authentication. We used to have for the bank transactions, right? A password and OTP, some sort of thing. So for our mailers also, we need to configure authentication, and our applications where our applications resides on-prem, right? Still. And the mailer box would be residing on the cloud. So the communication between our application server and the mailer box will be a handshake through authentication. So most 99% of the mailers, the mailers, our mail account is residing on the cloud now because of Office 365.
Office 365, yes, Office 365.
So yes, that's the reason. That's the reason the connection between the mailer box and the application, the handshake will be happen through the authentication for a secure reason.
Right. Yeah. Yes. So you may have to set up lightweight MLS. I'm not sure what is this feature, but this is some future. If at all you want to implement lightweight MLS, then there is a support link where you may have to figure it out, and you may have to find out. So this is also convert to public sector, education, or non-profit. No, we don't do for all the customers. We don't do for all the customers, but very rare. But if at all you need to go to the license manager, and you need to register. There's a separate topic where I'll be covering this. Plus, you need to back up both. You need to back up both database and an application. For one customer, we are actually doing a tar file. You need to be very careful. Sometimes you may have to sometimes we use a tar file and sometimes you untar them. Some of the soft links will go away. I'm not sure how many people are facing, but I had this issue. So then we used rsync. We use rsync. So with rsync, like every 1 hour we run that, and on the same machine I ran rsync and it was copying to one file. So we didn't have this soft link problems. I'm just telling, some people use a tar file, especially for application. For database, of course, we are going to use RMAN, but for application, whatever you use, you once in a while you check and see that nothing is wrong, right? So sometimes you may have to set up the system administration maintenance task. You need to, this is a separate topic altogether. So we'll be covering when that particular topic comes up. So that's pretty much what we have. So what is the time now?
Sir, after the class, I think maybe few people can stay. I have few questions about the storage and memory and virtual machines.
Sure.
Few minutes.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll cover this another small topic, and then we'll end up. We have another half an hour today, but we need to cover. So that is the very small file, environment file, control scripts and languages. We'll cover this topic. So describe the Oracle. Few of the things you already seen, but this is like a process, right? This education material is like a process. Something I missed it, so that will be covered here. So now you are seeing the database environment file. So how do you start? How do you stop? So already there are readily available scripts also to start the lister, to start the database, to start the application. So those things are covered. Even the environment files are also covered here. So we have a lot of environment files. So this EBS apps.environment file, currently it is not there. In 12.2, it is not there. But once you come to, you apply Delta 7 or something like one of the patch, then the EBS apps will come into picture. So right now you'll not have. So apart from that, you have, a couple of environment files, but you have a consolidated environment file. This is the one, apps context name.env file. So this file may call all the other files. So you have, Oracle Enterprise Edition file. This is the context file of the database. This is the context file of the technology stack. This is the, Oracle eBusiness environment file. And sometimes you may have custom environment files. So these are all the different environment files which we need to know. But we are more interested in the consolidated environment file, which is nothing but apps to node. Currently now, in this particular 12.2, you use this, but in real time, you'll be using EBS apps, in EBS apps.environment file, right? But where do you find this? So for that, what you need to do, you need to go to AppleTop and admin. If you go to AppleTop, you will find this. So if you see this file, actually this file calls some other files. So if you have customized, if you customized, you call this file, that will run. Means I mean to say that file should exist here only. That file should exist. So then what will happen? It will call this file. So here you should have your custom tops like XX, pick top. So there will be some custom tops, XXERP top. So every company will have some custom tops. So those will be configured in this one. So it is also calling another file. It is also calling this file. It is also calling this file. So if you see this, open this file. If you open this file, so this has some environment file settings. So that's the reason why, that's the reason why when you run this, apps environment file, you can, the entire environment is set. So from here, if you want to go to GL top, if you want to go to GL top, you can go, right? And if you want to go to forms and you want to go to US, you can go here. If you want to go to, AD top, right? AD top, and you can find all the utilities what you're using, like FNDC pass will be in FND top. So like that, you have like a AD patch. Here it is, if you want to run AD admin, you can run from AD admin from here also. It is an utility, right? This is an utility for AD admin for doing relative basic administration, like compiling the app schema. So again, this is a menu driven. So again, this has like, if you go to 3, you can perform these activities. So no, currently we have not yet come here. I just want to cover at the high level. I'm just showing you all this, right? So that's about these environment files. So how do you run an environment file? So you can run this command source that environment file. If you want to, actually this environment file now it is not there. After you apply the delta patches, you get it. But if at all you want to come to run file system, you can say ebsapps.env run, ebsapps.env patch. So like this, you can shift from one environment file to another environment file, right? So plus when you come to Appletop, you will have the consolidated environment file. Plus you have product tops and different. It's a huge system. It's a really a huge system. So you will find some product directories, path to product directories, and all that things. Okay? Right. So yeah, like yesterday, if you want to know, I think somebody has to mute. I think Srikanth has to mute. So let me mute him.
I'm extremely sorry, sir. Sorry.
No problem. So yeah, if you want to know whether in a run base, you can know by this command echo run base, echo patch base, echo file edition, echo any base. So at any point of time, where am I? So if you want to know what is my run base, so you can know, okay, this is my run base. If you run the patch base, so what is my patch base? So what is my any log? Like where are all my logs stored? So all those type of commands, you just have to spend some time, and whenever you are free, you can find out all of them from here, right? Yeah. So now, right now it's showing empty because I think the latest delta patches are not there. Otherwise it shows. Plus, if you see, you can find, okay, I want to know what is my Appletop. Where are all my products stored? So if you run Appletop, you can find it. If you go to this Appletop, you can find all the products. This is like a, C drive. This is, you can think like this is a C drive. Under C drive, you have so many folders. So here you have so many products. So you have AD means application DBA, account receivables, account payables. I do not know all. Application utilities, general ledger, right? So MSC, I just don't remember this. Right, these are all the different products. These are all the different products, and every product has so many forms and reports. So that's what he is telling here. And where are my start stop scripts? So if you go to admin scripts home, so here you can find all your start stop scripts. So this script is to start the listener, this script is to start the Apache, this script is to run the autoconfig, this script is to start the managed server. Like, if I want to stop the OA core server 1. So this command is, suppose somebody says you to bounce the OA core, what you do? You say manage server, stop OA core server 1. So similarly, you can start like that. So eventually, with practice, you can get the speed. No, I love hands-on. That's why my hands will move like anything, because either while teaching, I'll be teaching to you, or I'll be working at my office. I never left this hands-on. A lot of people think how this guy is going such a speed. That's only I have to thank all of you, because constantly I'll be teaching you, and also I'll be working. So that's why my hands will move very fast. Even cloning, also everything. I will have some documentations, and I'll follow the documentation, and mostly the speed comes with practice. Absolutely, that's the bottom line. The speed comes with practice, right?
So plus, how to stop the begin with like web logic
What is that?
How to stop the fusion middleware, WebLogic, main
The admin server, right?
application
No.
server, admin server.
Yeah. So here also see there is something called admin server. Okay, this is the stop admin 357. Right, so you will. So this is the stopping the admin server. So how to stop the admin server, starting the admin server. So these are all the things what we need to be, you need to be comfortable, right? So plus you have so many other tops like AU top where all the utilities are there. FND top, it's a path of application object library. Plus you have guest user ID password. So this is a, if I am correct, you have something called FND secure. Okay. Eco. I think it is eco. Where you are, there's a file. Oh, okay, that is a directory. So there will be a file, and I think you can find out. This is the security file, and here you can find, here you can find the Apple sys pub and the pub. This is the guest, guest user ID, UID, and the password. This is hard coded. Don't ever try to change it. Okay, don't ever try to change it. You'll have so many troubles. Okay, so like that. So suppose if you want to implement PCP, if you want to implement, then you have to use this APPL DCP. APPL DCP, whether parallel concurrent processing is used. If you see, by default, it will be off. You go to the context, and you can see that it is by default it is off because PCP is not enabled. So that's why it is off. So when you want to enable it, you make it on and then run the auto config. So APPL CNAME, APPL CSF. Oh, APPL CSF again, it comes under our area only. APPL CSF is the where your log files and output files are stored of the concurrent processing server. APPL CSF, you can find, you will have log files. See, these are all the log files, and here you have the output files. So this is we all need this. Even the concurrent processor, if you want to troubleshoot, so we have this manager. Okay, so if something is not working, so you may have to open this file and see what is the issue, and you may have to troubleshoot it. So you can also go APPL out, it directly goes to the output files, APPL log file, right? So APPL temp, which identifies, I'll just go through them, identifies the directories for the temporary files, PLSQL output files, instance top, NLS language, NLS date format. So these are all the environment files what you can run and you can check. These are all stored in this file, in this file. You can open that file and also see, like for example, I just go to APPL top and there are two environment files. You open this environment file, you can open this file, and suppose if you want to know, so here it is, everything is stored. Like, in this file they have given, like for example, let us say I want to see APPL CSF. See, so this is the hard code path of the APPL CSF. Right. Okay. So like that we can see. Yeah. So Java top. So where is my? Suppose if you want to see the Java top, right? Okay, it is not here. So now you can find out like what is my Java top. This is my Java top, and OA Java. So these are all the archive log files are there. So these are all different locations where different files are there. And yeah, these are also JRE top, OH top, HTML files. So all your HTML files are stored in OH top. Okay, so these are all the HTML files where all your files are stored. I just whenever you get time, you can just go through this, right? Plus, you can find a configuration file which is basically used by your AD admin. Basically used by AD admin. So the file location is under APPL top admin. It's created when eBusiness is there. You should not change them. You should not open this file and mess around with that file. This file has been created and is used by AD utilities. That's all. If at all you want to see what is that, you can go to APPL top and you can go to admin. and you go to adconfig text file. So here you can find, see, you don't understand anything here. This is used by Oracle applications, so we don't mess around with that. Right. Similarly, you have FND environment file, which is used by Oracle application object library. We don't touch it. Like development environment file, which is normally used by third party and the custom application. So these are all different environment files which are available for you. Plus you have also sorry, if someone deleted environment file, how you run autoconfig, automatically gets created. So if you run autoconfig, automatically your oh, somebody deletes the what is the question? If somebody deletes the environment file, how can we create the environment file? So when you either from the backup you restore, or if you I run okay. So like for example, let us say like somebody has deleted some environment file. So all these files, right, when you run autoconfig, all these files when you run autoconfig, they are created. All these files are being created. So somebody has deleted it. Okay, somebody has deleted this file. For example, they deleted this file. They deleted this file. They deleted this file. So no problem. You just run autoconfig and they get created. So environment file, like this type of files it will get, but basic environment file, it is deleted, then you cannot run autoconfig also. So in that case, normally you can restore from the backup. And the other thing is you can, open this file, and if at the top it is okay, why not I show directly? So I go to node, and I just wanted to show what are autoconfig files. So when are they created also? So if you go to admin scripts home and you open any file, and at the top, if you see that this is a file maintained by autoconfig. So this is, suppose if you see this message, do not edit settings in this file. These are all managed by automatically. So these are all will get created whenever you run autoconfig. Whenever you run autoconfig, they will get overwritten, right? So even this environment file. So if you know, currently the autoconfig is in progress. Yeah. So I will show that that the timestamp would have been changed now. See now. See 1041. See it has yeah, so the timestamp has been changed for it. Okay, see now it has been created. So now what are the files we deleted? So let us see whether the file is there or not. See, that file got created. So the thing is, if you open any file, and if the file says that this particular file has been maintained by this file has been maintained by autoconfig, then those files will get created by autoconfig, like this message. Yeah, do not edit settings in this file. This is all managed by automatically. Then those files have been created. Even the environment files also, if you see that timestamp would have been changed. 1040. See this environment file. This file also has been created. But you should have at least have the autoconfig. At least you should have autoconfig in order to file this created. So any file, if you see that particular message that this file is been maintained by Oracle applications, then whenever you run autoconfig, if you see this message, so whenever you run autoconfig, those files will get created. All right. So we're coming to a conclusion, ending the thing. So we have a complete how to start and stop the web administration. So web administration means there's something called admin server and also the node manager. The web administration means you newly introduced in 12.2 contains services for WebLogic admin server, can be enabled only on one application type on the primary node. On the primary node only your admin server will run. Plus you have root service group. Root comprises of node manager and not the OPMN. So you have an admin server, you have a node manager, and now OPMN is now replaced by HTTP OHS now, especially in 12.2 onwards. Right? So we have different, for everything you have a different thing. Suppose if you want root services, you have to run this node manager. If you want to start the WebLogic, AD admin, Apache, APCTL, OPMN, this one OPMCTL. All of this you can use by AD managed server, but you need to replace it. You need to replace it with, suppose if you want to bounce OA core, you have to say SH AD managed server start OA core underscore server 1. How do you get that name? How do you know the name? So the simple way what I do is I just go to my console and I find out this. I found, oh, okay, so this is the one. I just copy this. Then what I do, I want to bounce only the OA core. So I go to admin scripts. Then I say AD manage server start and this OA core. So now it will start the OA core. We stopped earlier, right? Now it is starting. So that is a different ways. Then the concurrent, then the concurrent processing server is managed by 4 of them. One is this concurrent manager and one is the listener. If listener is down, the concurrent manager will not run. Plus, apart from that, you have form services and MWA services, which can be started and stopped by this one. Plus, there is a global stop all and a global start all. So you want to bounce entire application, you have stop all, and you want to start it, you can also start it. Apart from that, individually, if you want to start and stop, you need to do this. So being an apps DBA, you need to know all of this. Because somebody says you there's a problem with the concurrent manager, you will not bounce. A lot of people do. A lot of my juniors, somebody says that you bounce the concurrent manager, they bounce the entire system. So if you bounce the entire system, then how much time you're wasting? Yeah, actually, I was just today. I just helped some students, so they just call me sometime. So somebody today, I was he has to run autoconfig on the database and application. He ran autoconfig on database. He ran autoconfig on the application, on the run file system. Now he ran autoconfig on patch file system also, and it errored out. He called me, sir, I'm getting an error when I'm running autoconfig on the patch file system. So do you need that? Boss, you don't need to run autoconfig on the patch file system. You run autoconfig only on the run file system. So those type of small things what we need to be aware. So all your start stop scripts are available in admin scripts home. Start and stop scripts are available in this particular directory. So if you want to start the listener, you can say AD lnctr start. So if you want to start the entire application, you can use start all apps. If you want to stop all. Plus, if you want to start the admin server, how to do that? They have given all these particular commands. Right. So this is what I'm telling. So any file, if it is been written like this, so whenever you run autoconfig, it will be overwritten. So don't try to add any comments. Don't try to change this file. A lot of people, what they do, they customize this file. They make some changes, but whenever you run autoconfig, they'll be overwritten. The modifying the environment files. Okay. Right. So I think with that, what we'll do, okay, we will just stop the session. I think we should be good. We'll continue with this particular topic. And next week, we'll be covering the file system. Yeah, we'll be covering this very important topic, the file system. These are all like, as I told you, 1-2 hours we'll be covering on theory, and we'll be working, some few practicals. Every week there will be a very interesting, interesting talk. Next week we'll be covering all this, file systems. A very, very important thing. It is this document. I'm telling you, it's a very good education material. I still, 100 times I teach, I still enjoy it because there's always something either to learn or to refresh. All of this, right? So we'll be covering, I think, these 2 topics we'll cover. Plus, next week we will try to do something like an add a node, how to add a node and all that stuff. Also, we can one every week, one some, one good thing will be learning. So next week we'll cover 3-4 topics. Right, see this, all these things are covered here. Very nice. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I have for today. So if you have any,
Yeah, just 5 minutes of your time.
Sure, please.
If anybody want to stay, this is related to memory and all that.
Yeah.
So basically I have, let's put it this way, sir. I have a big server with 12 terabytes hard drive and 1 terabyte of memory. Okay, this is the base system.
Correct. What is operating system?
I put the 2020 Windows server.
Okay. Windows is your operating system, the host operating system.
Yeah,
so then you have to create VMs. Yeah, then you have to create VM just like this.
Okay, here is the question basically. Yeah, I mean, so let's say it's a Windows server and it has 1 terabyte memory and 12 terabytes hard drive.
Okay.
So my question is, on the big system, I'm going to create, of course, I'm going to do the Oracle virtual machine on the base machine. And then I wanted to create a sub VM machines with Windows. The reason, because if I want to practice apps with the rack or let's say OneNote or whatever, but I wanted to install again, create a VM with Windows. Correct me if I'm wrong, or I may be wrong.
No, you're wrong. So you just let it be, you have your OS and then go on create Linux VMs. You don't need to create again another Windows. You just create a VM and have one for database, one for application. Again, if you want, like if you see my example, if I want to practice rack, that's another VM.
So, no, sir. What happens is, here is the issue. So the issue is, my son is also using the same machine remote. So whenever he get onto the machine, it will kick me out. So that's where I wanted to create my own.
Oh, okay. I get what you're telling. Okay, in that case, yeah, maybe you can create another Windows, another Windows OS. I understand now. Yeah.
I can do the multiple VMs under the. So I'm assigning 128 GB for each VM, like 3-4 VMs. So I can experiment and leave the main system for him. So let him practice for Linux or whatever, because we both are getting confident. We can do that, right, sir?
Yeah, or you can create on the base system itself. You can create a Linux machine and give it to him. So let him only directly connect to that machine. So yeah, maybe. Okay, whichever is comfortable. You can do whatever you're talking.
No, that works, right, sir? That's all.
Yeah. Unless there is no conflict, you can always use like that.
VM within a VM. That's all my question.
Yeah. VM with a VM is possible. So now what is happening is you have you have 2 Windows OS then in that case.
Okay.
So yeah, you have one OS with the main that OS you are splitting it to another Windows OS.
Right.
Okay, and from there you are breaking. Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
That's one more question is in this 2-node environment.
Okay, guys. So we'll catch up again. I'm getting a call from my office. I'll catch up later. Okay. I'll catch you later. Anything you put the message. Bye, guys. Hello. Chapama.